Hello and welcome to the MotoGP free practice 2 here in the Netherlands. The practice session is just about to get underway, and I've just been watching through yesterday's big crashes that happened, since obviously I was not in the commentary box in any of the sports yesterday, given I had many things to do, and those were some very dramatic crashes. And now I'm just realising how long for me that's a very long intro. For Joshua it's a perfect amount of time. The session has now gotten underway, but a bike catching fire like that's honestly, that's the first time I've actually been able to see it, and that was shocking. I'm guessing, I don't know exactly what happened though, I'm guessing like a fuel leak. I hope there was a fuel leak to get that big of a crash going on. Though also I saw Marc Marquez crashing, and I knew it was Marc from the moment I saw how he reacted to the crash, because I wasn't quite sure from the replays. But when he was being held up, because obviously it's disorientating crashing, but I don't know why, but he reminded me of someone who's just come home from a night out and has been held up by their friends. I don't know why that I was reminded of that, but I was. So 28 minutes left to go of the session. I have a distinct feeling for that even though Joshua says that, oh, he would probably take over, I don't think he will. I think this session will be just mine, so I'll probably just your only commentator for this today. And they're just heading out for their warm-up laps. And then, for some reason, which I never still understand, even though I understand MotoGP, I never understand why they do a secondary warm-up lap sometimes. I'm just like, why? But, do you know what? It helps the bikes. Go ahead and do it. Just warming up the tyres. I just don't understand why they need to warm them up twice over on a lap. It just confuses me, because I notice them all doing it. It's like they do a warm-up lap, a slow lap, and then a quick lap. Well, at least most of the time they do that. Sometimes they don't do the slow lap. Right, so people are about to start their... Well, it's either going to be a fast lap or a slow lap. Who knows what they decide. Marc Marquez currently looking at... just entering sector 3, got through the first two sectors in 45 seconds, though that's surprisingly about 3/10, I think it was, slower than his teammate Bagnaia. Also, I can hear myself kind of like cutting out occasionally, but I know for a fact that it's not coming through on the stream, and it's just coming through on my headset to annoy me. So, that's life. 26 minutes left of the session. Currently top of the session is Bagnaia with a 1:33.078. I really need something like closer. Maybe I should have like the times on my phone, though I'm not sure how to get that up, and I'm not going to try yet. I'll probably try see how that works out in qualifying, though for now you're just going to have to get stuck with me going slightly closer to the screen than I would really like to be. Right, so Bagnaia is top of the session, as I've just said. Quartararo is in second. Now, Quartararo, the past couple of weekends, has not had, well, a couple of race weekends, has not had the greatest of times, and my screen is buffering. It's back. It's back. It's probably a little bit behind, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine that it's a little bit behind. That's fine. Right, Alex Marquez goes top of the session immediately, topped by D'Antonio, going a 1:32.903. And that's 300,000. No, not 300,000. 300ths. Brain, I'm only just processing the coffee I've had this morning. Faster than Alex Marquez. Marc Marquez goes top of the board now with a 1:32.715. I've just heard Joshua come back in. Bezzecchi's now top of the session with a 1:32.369. Morbidelli is now second with a 1:32.568. Bagnaia is at third with a 1:32.654. I'm just going to turn off my Wi-Fi just in case this is a problem. Give it a little bit more edge. I don't know if it will help. I've just heard Joshua come back in and then go back. So obviously he thinks whatever's going on with this is fine. I am, if you're listening, Josh, I am like a minute behind visually from my timing screens. But that's fine. Good morning, can you show us the sectors? I cannot, unfortunately, given the fact that I'm in the secondary commentary box. We probably would be able to, during the qualifying sessions, if you tune into that, we'll be able to show you the sector times. But unfortunately, Joshua is the one who knows how to do that. And I think we can only actually do that on the, like, the box, the actual box, with the technology we have in there. But I do not know how to do that. I wish I could show you the sector times, but it's so complicated. Mainly because that would also help me, because I use the sector times as well, so that's understandable. Right, so Bagnaia goes top of the session with a 132.102. Bsky is second with a 132.363. Aldeguer is third with a 132.374. Marc Marquez is at fourth with 132.216. And it's... okay, this is more a frustrating thing than I would have thought, being like a minute and 10 seconds behind on my visuals. Because... like, I can't see the truth. Right, so I've just seen Alex Marquez, which would have been a minute ago, be pack racing with, I can't tell who he's pack racing right now. I think it was, well, I think one of them was Vinales. It was either Vinales or Acosta. Do you know what? I'm actually going to lean towards Acosta on this one. Bagnaia is at 2.5 seconds, almost 3 seconds. 2.5 tenths. My mind is not processed the coffee yet. Slower, then obviously goes at top of the session. Do you know what? To keep up with the things, I'm just going to look at this screen instead of this screen. Right, so Bagnaia is a 132.102. Morbidelli is about a second behind that with a 133.184. Quartararo 3 tenths down on Bagnaia's time. In this final sector now, about to cross the line. Where does he go? He goes at fourth with a 132.414. Vinales now in the second sector. Oh, I think it was Vinales he was racing. Gets through the first sector in 30 seconds. That's actually quite slow, I would say, for compared to what the Ducatis were doing. They got through the first 2 sectors in like 45. How does he do? He gets, okay, he goes 44. So obviously they make up a lot of time in the second sector. That's Alex Marquez going fourth with a 132.384. Bagnaia is currently 39 thousandths of a second down on his own time. And Marc Marquez is estimated second position. Second! Maybe that crash made him a bit more wary of the circuit. I'm guessing. I hope. But what the... okay, this confuses me most of all. Vinales, estimated 21st. You're 22nd. I suppose it's some improvement, but still, that's very unusual from Vinales. Okay, he at least does a bit better than 21st. He goes 17th with a 132.266. Salvador de Sorgo 19th. That'll probably happen in about a minute's time. Right, 21 minutes left to go of the session, and that's Quartararo going third with a 132.262. Oh, that was almost a little bit wide there from Acosta. Or at least that's what it's shown as coming up as the rider on my screen. Yeah, it is Acosta. I have to make sure, because sometimes they even mix them up. Acosta went a little bit wide around one of the turns, and I believe that was a turn in sector 4, so definitely have to look out for that in the race and all the qualifying and the sprint. And Bagnaia is currently 95 thousandths of a second faster than his own time. I'm just going to touch wood while I say this, though hopefully this will be Bagnaya's circuit, because I would love for Bagnaia to have at least one more win. I mean, he's only had one this year, so I really think he needs it. He needs another win, especially when Mark's been getting so many of them. Bagnaia deserves a win, so I'm probably going to be rooting for Bagnaia this weekend, all the way through it. And I'm not meant to root for people, but still. 52 thousandths of a second faster than his own time. Bagnaia does a 1:32.050. He's going really fast at this circuit. Hopefully this is... He's still got even more pace to go, and that was Quartararo wobbling a little bit on the final sector. Already is about 3.5 seconds. Now finishes with almost 5 tenths behind on Bagnaia's time for 1:32.523. That's concerning. What is going on with with Quartararo, and it's how he's racing. And okay, that bike does not look right. Is it his ride height again? Because I know for a fact that Quartararo has trouble with his ride height, like very, very often. But 18 minutes left to go of the session now. And you know what? We haven't had a buffering, touch wood again, since getting the minute thing, so we're just going to roll with being technically a 1 minute behind, but technically we're not. Just the timing screens, we're just going to think of them as 1 minute ahead, because the pictures are still good. Touch wood. Right, currently looking at Vinales now, almost touched the green. Got slightly too far on the curves and almost ended up touching the green and hits the curves again, and I reckon the fact that if he'd gone like 1 more inch into the curb, then he would have fallen. And you know what? He's had enough in the past couple of weeks with falling off the bikes. I do wonder whether he ended up punching Morbidelli like he motioned he was going to. Part of me says, I kind of hope, and another part says, no, that's unprofessional, but the chaos-loving part of me says, yay. Let's face it, we all have that. And unfortunately, I am not able to show the sector times given the fact I am on a different device right now. If I was in the commentary box, like the main commentary box, I would be able to show the sector times, I believe, and it's like give you that, which means we will have sector times, I think, for qualifying, which is coming up directly after this. But unfortunately, I literally cannot show the sector times. There is no possible way for me to do that, because I don't think with this setup on this specific device being what it is, it can actually show it, because it has to be like compressed, I think, more. And also it is, I do not know how to do that properly. But we will have sector times, I believe, for qualifying directly after this, so you'll just have to bear with for now, unfortunately. I wish I could. I can't even see the sector times, to be honest. And I actually use the sector times to actually figure things out, so this is frustrating for me. And we have buffering again. Oh, and it's gone back to normal, and something interesting is happening in the F3. I can hear Joshua, because I can hear on the little computer screen there. Right, so 16 minutes left to go of the session. And, ooh, that's Quartararo going far too wide, having to look behind him there. And, yeah, he's abandoning whatever fastest lap he must have been on. Obviously, I can't see that. For some reason, this has gone very slow, and I don't know why. But 16 minutes left to go now, and Quartararo not having a great weekend. He has not been having a great weekend ever since he won twice in a row. Or was it 3 times? If anyone knows whether it was twice or 3 times, please do let me know, because I could have sworn it was twice. Yeah, I could have sworn it was twice, and then Zarco won the 3rd time. This is a replay right now that I'm looking at of one of the Ducatis, and that is Mark, and it's definitely an uncomfortable seat he was having then had to readjust his suit. That couldn't have been doing him any favours out on the track. That must have been an absolute pain. Right, I'm going to read through, since I believe most of the riders are actually in the pit lane now, which is to be expected from halfway through. I can hear a couple that are still out on the circuit, but right, so yeah, it literally is only 2 out on the circuit. Right, so Bagnaia is currently top of the session with a 132.050. Bezzecchi is second with a 132.136. Marc Marquez is third with a 132.187. Quartararo is fourth. Vinales is fifth, and he's just gone up into fifth. He's one of the people out on the circuit, and I suppose I will see that in about 45 seconds' time. So I better hurry this up. Aldeguer is 6th, Alex Marquez is 7th, 8th is Acosta, Morbidelli is 9th, Antonio is 10th, Rins is 11th, Jack Miller is in 12th, Ralph Fernandez is in 13th, Mia is in 14th, 15th is Bastianini, Oliveira is 16th, Binder is in 17th, Aleix Spargo, Aleix is in 8th, 19th is Salvadori, Ayagura is in 20th, 21st is Zarco, and Chandra is in 22nd as per usual. I didn't know Aleix was in this. I missed both Aleix and Nakagami. Nakagami was in last time, but I'll get Aleix back. Though I'm not liking how often these lot are using their, like, oh, they're only in for 5 races, because that means I'm barely going to see them out on the track later in the year, and it's... I love Aleix Spargo and Nakagami. I miss them. Please come back to MotoGP. Like, if somehow you're listening, please. I miss their riding. They were so good. And I miss Paul Espargaro too. Just like, can we have like them added? Can we like add like a couple of teams and just have them back with us, please? And that was, I believe, Vinales. Yeah, it would have to be Vinales, wouldn't it? Because he's the only one of that uniform out on the track. Zarco's now come back out on the track doing his slow lap, I believe. And a little bit of a wobble there into turn 1. Something to keep an eye out. Oh, if we're going to have another heaviest braking point, turn 1, please don't let it be the heaviest braking point, because last time we had that, we had 2 go out in the first sector. I believe for Moto 3 it was 7 out, for Moto 2 it was 3 out, and then for MotoGP it was 4 of them being out. So please don't have heaviest braking point. Oh, that's a lot of wobbling there from Zarco. It's back. Maybe send him back in. Just a thought here. Maybe send Zarco back in, because that's worrying. How much is wobbling? Maybe it's his tyre compounds and what he can actually... Oh, it could be. Oh yeah, it'll be the tyre compounds. They're all on soft tyres, including Zarco. Both front and the rear are soft tyres. So that will explain why he's wobbling. Maybe this is a medium circuit, though. I'd say it's the... You see, I don't know whether to suggest a medium front and soft rear, or a soft front and a medium rear. I'd probably go with the second option, because I feel like they're relying less on the front at the moment, or at least in this practice session they're relying less on the front of the bike, and I'm seeing a lot more wobbling come from the rear of the bike. Oh, I think that's a stoppage in F3 on the main channel. Do you know, I knew there'd be something. I knew there'd be something. 11 minutes left to go of the session now. And I'm just going to check on Joshua's stream, see how long they have left to go of the session. So please bear with me a second. Right, so 11 minutes left to go of the session. The riders are starting to make their way out of the things. For those that weren't here when I explained it, unfortunately I cannot show the sector times in this session, but they will probably be shown during the qualifying session directly after this, given technological things currently going on in this box compared to what we normally are in, because I'm not in the normal box right now. I'm in commentary box 2. So I'm unable to show it now, but in the normal commentary box, we will be able to show it directly after this, because I'm stuck in here because they're free long. Right, so they've only completed 13 laps. I'll clue you in for that. They should have completed more by now, so you can imagine what's going on in the F3. Right, so 10 minutes left to go of the session now, and the only 3 riders actually remaining in their pit boxes are Marc Marquez, Quartararo and Vinales. And to be honest, Vinales, you've been out there for a long time, so you can stay in. Do you know what? I changed my mind. They're having more trouble with the front. I'm just seeing Bagnaia's bike, and that front was well, it was wobbling like a bobblehead when someone flicks it. And yeah, maybe medium front, soft rear. Yeah, the first option I said earlier. Medium front. Please give it a go. Then again, using the hard fronts seems to be doing a lot of favours for Pedro Acosta, because I've noticed for the past couple of races he's actually gone for the hard compound for his front tyre, and it's been helping him a lot. I mean, I think a lot of them should take up that Fort train. But I have a feeling he distinctly tests each of the compounds throughout each of the practice sessions just to see which one does best in the race, and then chooses that compound. I have a feeling that's what he does, and currently looking at the... I think that is... yeah, that's Salvadori. Yeah, I thought it was. Salvadori's number. I wish they'd change the font, because I have to always think for a second, am I looking at the number 32 or 88? And it's really confusing. And I don't know why. Please choose a different font. Right, 8 minutes left to go of the session, and it's... who's that heading out on the track? Is that Mark? Yeah, that's Mark. Of course it's Mark. He's the only one still in his pit box. Out of Ducati, and that's Acosta. Let's see how he's doing around this corner. Oh, a little bit too far on the curve, so slight bit wide. And I can tell it was slight bit wide because it was like 6 inches off the racing line. Well, a whole wheel off the racing line. Wheel and a half. Not from the width or anything, it's like that. So 7 minutes left to go, and please show me the sector times. Ayagura does a 1:32.718, and that is Bezzecchi going up into 3rd. So of course he's still right there. I can actually see him. And Morbidelli just come out of sector 2. Oh, that's actually quite a decent time for Morbidelli. Please stay away from Vinales. I don't know whether he's punched you yet. He did threaten it. I don't know whether he follows through in his threat, so maybe he just knocked a drink out of his hand. I don't know. I don't know how they solve conflicts on MotoGP. Actually, that's a lie. I do kind of know how they solve conflicts on MotoGP. Sometimes they solve it on track. Hint to the kicking each other off the bike incident between a certain 2 well-known championship winners, Rossi and Marc Marquez. Or at least I believe it was that. Okay, I'm pretty sure it was that. 6 minutes left to go of the session now. Morbidelli crosses the line with 1:32.364. That is 3/10 off the time, and he goes 1 position below what he was thought to have gone. Oh, that is cruel. He's gone 6th, and Vinales, thankfully Vinales is in the pit box, but Vinales is 5th. There's still tension there. Acosta goes 2nd with a 1:32.078, I believe that was, but that was cruel. That was very cruel. Very, very cruel. And I can sense the frustration from the F3 team, because I think they're realising the fact that they have to get their sessions done very, very quickly before MotoGP qualifying begins. Otherwise, I'm going to be the one who has to start that. Oh well. Right, 5 minutes left to go of the session. I'm a minute behind though, so you're fine. He also looks like John Hamm. Why does all of the engineers look like not Tom Hamm, John Hamm? Why do they all look like John Hamm? I've seen two so far that look like John Hamm. Part of me thinks they must be related somehow. Right, and they don't know it. Right, 5 minutes left to go of the session. And that's the VR46s going next to each other. Please don't ruin each other's lap times. I can already sense that you might do. Disantonio is the one... Yeah, Digi's the one behind that possibly gets the lap time ruined. He's like 3.5 tenths on the last lap back. And here's Rins. He's looking to be on a fastest lap, but oh, that's not going to work out very well because I'm pretty sure the person ahead of him is not on a fastest lap, and that is one of the Ganeshi lot. And it's... Do you know what? I keep looking at here thinking, oh, I'm actually going to be able to see where they are. But no, I'm not. I can't. Right, I'm pretty sure that was Aldeguer, though. I'm pretty sure. I don't have confirmation on that. Right, so 4 minutes left to go of the second, currently on board with Bezzecchi. He's 4.5 tenths almost behind on the time of Bagnaia. Bagnaia is absolutely flying out there for the session, and I have a feeling I'm going to regret saying that, because I have a feeling he's going to get immediately overtaken, because that usually happens when I give praise to one of the riders. They immediately get taken over by another rider doing better than their time. And Bagnaia is currently on a slower lap though, so if he does, then he can immediately make it back up. And has Bezzecchi come back out on the track? I believe not Bezzecchi. Vinales. Vinales has come back out on the track and crossing the line now. Multiple of them. Binder's worrying me. You're usually at least in the midfield and you're in 19th. What is going on with that bike? Or you're just not trying? I don't think he's trying that hard. Sometimes you see that. Oh, Quartararo is currently 1/10 ahead of the time of Bagnaia. Well, guess who's probably going to take the lead of this session? And I'm refusing to look at whatever this timing screen is yet until I see this. And yep, he takes the lead of the session by almost 0.2 of a second with a 1:31.876. And there is the race. I saw the word chief on the race engineer. Rins and Iagura are both entering the pit lane now. So that's Ralph Fernandez and Aldeguer also in the pit lane. Oh, it might have been Alex pulling him off. Right, so Quartararo going across the line. He probably could have gained a little bit more time. That was a jump from that curb. He basically jumps around the curb and he has a devil helmet. Does he usually have that? I don't know whether he does. Probably does. Right, so that is Rins in for now. That's Rins in for the session. I mean, there's no possible way that he could actually do another session. I mean, he's basically taking off his suit. Yeah, he's in for the session. No more from Rins. Rins is just done. He's just like, you know what, 13th. That's a good time for a practice 2 session. Which honestly, it is. It is a good time for a practice 2 session. And if you don't want to do that, that's fine. 1 minute left to go of the session now. And I've just seen that the session is ended for this one. So I'm just going to take a quick photo just in case it decides to go off. Which it does that sometimes, especially when we have qualifying next. So 50 seconds left of this FP2 session. And right, who's improving out there? bsky is currently only 10th and a half down on Quartararo's time, so there is a chance that he could improve to at least 2nd position. But who knows? That's a little bit of a wobble there from Bagnaia when he was trying to get past one of the VR46s. So probably lost a little bit of time due to that. Yeah, he's about 4.5 tenths down on Quartararo's time, so he's definitely lost slight bit of time. I wonder if it's continuous problems he's having out there. Though 7 seconds left now of the session, and Mark, why are you so slow out there? I'm pretty sure this is a fast lap. Oh, I reckon this is a fast lap and he's messed up going around at sector 3 because his sector 3 time is nowhere near where it should be, according to the screen up there. So that's a 132.335. That's 4.5 seconds. No, 4.5 tenths down on what he should actually be. A lot of them are only doing like 4 tenths and 4.5 tenths down. So I'm imagining that out there on that track, there is some specific part that keeps making them all messed up. This is around turn 7. Is it turn 7? Yes! There is a part that's making them all mess up. Round turn 7. So I was right, he did mess up in sector 3, and that is why he backed out of his fastest lap, because there was no point after that. He probably could have recovered and got at least a little bit further than he actually was. He probably could have got at least 3rd. And he also messed up around turn 12, so he's messed up twice. That gives a little bit more explanation why he decided, you know what, this is not worth it. Doing the practice starts now, but end of the session now. Quartararo tops the session with a 131.876, which honestly, that is a quite good time from Quartararo, especially given his recent performances. Bagnaia is second with a 132.050, unable to best his time from earlier on. Third is Acosta with a 132.070. bsky is 4th. Marc Marquez is 5th, even though he could have done better. Vinales is 6th, 7th is Morbidelli, Aldeguer is 8th, 9th is Alex Marquez, D'Antonio is in 10th, 11th is Oliveira, Ralph Fernandez is 12th, Rins is 13th, Ayagura is 14th, Bastianini is 15th, 16th is Jack Miller, 17th is Mir, Zarco is in 18th, Binder is in 19th, Aloysius Barger is in 20th, Salvador is in 21st, and Chantra is in 22nd. Right, I can hear that they have stopped, and I am going to quickly check whether it is going to be the same one. Right, so thank you for watching. Please join us directly after this for the qualifying session here for MotoGP in the Netherlands. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.